I forgot to show off that I trimmed my bush the other day. Still didn't get the mohawk on top of these things though. I've got to have a really tall ladder and a way to get up and over the top of them, and they're just growing, you know, every year, and they've gotten so high that I can't get up there. So I'm gonna have to buy one of those long pole extender things with the cranny hook arm thing to cut the tops of those things off. But yeah, anyway, my bush has been trimmed. What is on my... Oh, I was trying to figure that out. We need to do the mulch in the flower beds, but I don't have a truck to bring the stuff home anymore. And the last couple quotes I've gotten are $400 to do the mulch, just here, and there. What? $400 for mulch? That stuff is anywhere from $8 to like $11 a bag last time I checked. And the last time I did this, I want to say I put 15 bags of mulch, maybe 18, something like that. Labor's getting expensive, but not 300 and something bucks worth. Anyway, I'm headed out for work on the 500X. Still have not tightened my chain slack. Oh, that's getting bad, dude. That's getting real bad. It's like 2.5, 3 inches of slack there. Anywho, I'll fix that. I might do that at the warehouse today. I don't know if I have all my tools there. I don't know. Anyway, I'm headed to the warehouse early this morning. I need to move some things around, clear a little bit of space out. Because, unfortunately, I'm taking in another hardware donation today from an old business acquaintance that has just started a new business or opened a new office. And when they moved in there, they had a bunch of computer equipment and copiers and stuff like that, you know, big multifunction printer copier monkeys. Now, I don't know if they are color printer copier scanners, all that, or if they're just monochrome. They looked fairly recent, fairly new, and they're just gonna kick them to the curb. They're gonna recycle them. He called us up and said, hey, do you want these? Because they're going away. Well, yeah, sure. I want them to end up in a dumpster, especially if they work. So that is how I acquire most of my junk. Speaking of junk, that's how I acquire most of the junk in my warehouse. Is customers will be doing technology refreshes or office moves or whatever, and they just run across all this derelict hardware, and a lot of it is plenty good. You know, it's perfectly usable. They just don't know where to send it, what to do with it. Morning. So we take it and try to find homes for it. Sometimes it's just donation to get a job. You know, if they if a new customer or existing customer has a space that they're moving into or expanding, whatever, and they need equipment, we'll go, yeah, well, sure, we got it, we'll take care of you, here you go. And we don't necessarily make money on the donated hardware. Hey, come on, neutral. We don't make money on the hardware, but we make money on the, you know, labor, putting it in and helping them out. So it's a win-win. I've got so much old server stuff that I really need to get out of there. I mean, piles and piles of it. I might take pictures of it today if I can sanitize the area enough to feel comfortable showing my dirty laundry. But yeah, it's the warehouse is just full. It's a glorified storage unit with lots of aging silicon and steel. And I take the stuff in under the guise of, yeah, it's still useful to somebody, but then it'll sit there for so long that it's not really useful. if it gets more than, you know, it's probably already 5 to 8 years old by the time I get it. And then if it sits there for another 2 or 3 years, it's really not useful anymore, because operating systems change, base requirements to run, you know, the OS or applications has drastically shifted. In the case of a lot of the servers that I have, they're still viable for hypervisor functions. So you can run, you know, Hyper-V or Proxmox or whatever on those. So they're still functional, usable. But the desktop machines, with the way Windows is forcing everyone into new hardware now because they're requiring TPM 2.0 and, you know, more and more memory and all this stuff, just, you know, escalating arms race as far as code versus hardware, which is just silly. I mean, operating systems should evolve toward efficiency, not necessarily simplicity, but efficiency for sure. Everybody wants more bells and whistles all the time, but if you're just throwing horsepower at a bad coding problem, then you still have bad coding. It just gets executed faster. With the way Windows has been going, it's not getting executed faster, it's staying the same or slowing down. We're just adding more shit on top of it. Oh, you can't row your boat up the stream anymore? Here, put a 250 horse Evinrude on the back of it, and we'll just keep increasing the consistency of the water to oatmeal. Good luck. Green light. Get off your phone. Pretty steamy this morning. I didn't take my weather report. I keep forgetting. It's like 82, 83 degrees out here. 100% humidity. It's going to be hot again today. We've got still heat advisories for Houston. It's pretty crazy. Riding the 500X this morning. I forgot to say why. I've got a top box full of junk back in the back, and I didn't have an easy way to carry that on the Rebel. I could put the panniers on there, but the stuff is a little bit blocky, chunky, and not really going to fit well into the panniers, so certainly don't want to wear a backpack to carry that. So it is top box time. That's bright. Come on, people. No stopping on the highway. Somebody go. Never understood, can't figure out why people don't learn how to merge. You find an empty spot and you use it, you take it. It's not that damn hard. The idea is you just keep momentum going, adjust your momentum to fill into the empty spot without making everybody else hit the brakes. Keep driving, get off your phone. You can tell this guy's on his phone. Fast, slow, left, right, fast, slow, left, right. Drive. asshole in this truck just about rear-ended me because he's on his fucking phone. I can see it up in front of his face. Jesus Christ. So I always ride off center to where I can dodge left or right, watch my mirrors. Cagers' fascinations with their cell phones, man. It's the worst thing to happen to our society, I think, besides recent politics. Most people just are not good at multitasking. Especially anything that involves visual acuity. They lose focus on which thing is important. It's interesting. A bus stop pad with no benches or little canopy, no shelter. It's weird. Thanks for almost hitting me, jack off. Ugh, still rough. They put new pavement in there, but boy, it's still rough. This whole street needs to be ripped out and relaid. Ugh. Alright, I've arrived. I'm gonna start pulling stuff out of the warehouse and make room. Preferably not up close to the door here, more middle, for a couple of these big printer copiers. At least they're on wheels and I can roll them around, but yeah. Big, bulky, and taking up space. So hopefully I can find a home for those soon and they don't sit here too long. These guys are expanding their business. They started out with one truck, now they've got 3 trucks. But they changed their name, Sierra Shred. It used to be something else. Unknown. They do document destruction and stuff like that for big companies. It's an on-premise shredding truck, so it's got a little, like a pickup arm for heavy stuff on the side. Ingests it and spits out confetti. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Oh yeah, everything's hot. Alright everybody, welcome back to the day. It is 110 degrees out here. Actually, right here, it's probably closer to 125. I'm not exaggerating. Right here on the front of the building, with all the sun beating down on it, everything is just brutally hot over here. The air temp is 98 or something like that, with a heat index of 108. But oh my god, the front of this building and this concrete in the afternoons sucks. And of course my bike's been sitting right here all day. Oh, and that seat is literally frying my balls right now. Oh goodness, oh goodness. Oh, I can't sit on that. Ow, ow, ow. Whew. Yikes. My testículos are fried. I've got fried eggs, man. And that ain't sunny side up. There's nothing happy about that. Ooh, hot. Holy hell. Oh, God. I should have gotten some water inside and put on that. Oh, I'm ADVing it just to get off of my street here. Yikes. Hopefully some air moving over that seat will cool it off a little bit. That seat is an easy 140 right now. Youch. Even the clutch lever was too hot for me to hold on to for just a few seconds. Just as long as it took me to, oh, I'm going. As long as it took me to find neutral, I wanted to let go of that lever. Oh God, welcome to Texas in the summertime. We've got extreme heat warnings popping up on the weather apps and stuff, saying extreme heat warning. Warning for heat exhaustion, heat stroke, all kinds of crazy stuff right now. It's supposed to be like this for the next several days, although we do have rain chances tonight at 6, I think is what the weather app was telling me, but yeah, we might get some more pop-up showers. Normally when it's this hot and this humid in the late afternoons, we get pop-up showers that just spawn in place right over the city. It's pretty bizarre watching the radar. They just sit there and roll in place. There's nothing outside of the city. They just pop up and you can see them moving, but they just keep refreshing right at the edge of town, whichever direction they're blowing in from. Oh my God, the seat's still hot. Woo, buddy. Ouch. I thought I'd be back to my office a little bit earlier, about an hour and a half ago or so. It's like 3:40 right now. If I get there somewhat before like 2 o'clock, the bike has just come out of the shadow of the awning of the building usually, and I can tolerate it. But it's been baking for a good long while. And my grips are so hot that they're sticky. They're sticking to my gloves. Yuck. There's been a meme that's floating around on Instagram and YouTube and stuff the last few days talking about I was thinking of visiting Texas. How is Dallas in June or whatever, and the response is, have you ever been cremated? Yeah, pretty much it. Hotter than Satan's ball sack out here, man. So today I took it upon myself to start searching for engine rebuild, refresh possibilities for my old Ford F150 truck. It's a 2004, I think, 2001, 2004, I don't remember. It's either an 01 or an 04 Ford F150 XLT crew cab, and it's got the 4.6 Triton V8, so it's the modular V8 that has been used in every Ford vehicle since late 90s. Taxis, cop cars, you name it, town cars, everything. Very, very good motors, very reliable. But this one has got 200 and I don't know how many thousand, 240, 260,000 miles on it, something like that, and it has lost a head gasket, or at least part of a head gasket, and it's leaking into one of the cylinders, so it is time to refresh it. Pull it out, start over with another engine, or at least rebuild that one. And I started looking at prices on rebuilds, and holy hell, I've been out of that game for so long, I've not realized how much the rebuild stuff costs. It's just insane, the prices that used motors are fetching, and I mean all kinds of stuff. It's crazy. We're talking used untested motors, $1,500 plus, a rebuild engine anywhere from $3,500 to $5,500. What? That is crazy. I mean, you can get crate engines for $4,500. Well, you used to be able to. I don't know about now. But basically, everybody's saying, yeah, if you're gonna go the rebuild option, you might as well just get a crate motor. There's no way I'm putting a $4,500 engine in that old beat-up truck. Hell, I only paid $1,500 for the truck originally. No way in hell I'm paying
$4,000, and that's just for the engine. That's not labor. I would be doing the labor myself. You know, transmission probably should be refreshed if I'm going that far, pulling everything out. So yeah, it's $7,000, $8,000 to put an engine and transmission in an old truck. My God, I'm getting old, or prices have just gone through the roof, or a little of both. That's insanity. So anyway, I'm shopping around trying to find options and pricing for rebuilding that 4.6. And it probably doesn't need a whole lot of stuff done to it. I mean, if I'm going to pull the engine out, I'll do it right. I've never done one of those 4.6 modulars. I've done plenty of 302s, you know, 5 liters and stuff like that back in the day, late 80s through like mid 90s. And I've done a shit ton of Chevy small blocks, anything from the 305s to the 350s. Tons and tons of those, so I'm intimately familiar with those, but I've not done any of these modular engines since they came out. I was out of that game by then. So anywho, I have no idea what I'm doing when it gets into researching the rebuild options and what I should look out for and all that. So I don't know. I need to understand the process and what to look out for, the caveats and all that. So if you guys are versed in that, if anyone out there is watching and you've been down that path before and done the engine rebuilds, or at least engine swaps and all that for these Ford trucks, or you know, any of the cars with the modulars, let me know what you think, and give me some pointers on how I should approach that. I don't have any of the tools, you know. I'll probably borrow stuff from buddies that have got their own garages and shops and all that. I'll either buy or borrow a cherry picker and an engine stand and all that, and you know, I can do the disassembly and stripping it down to the small block, or short block rather, and you know, put the new gaskets and all that stuff on it. But when I've got it down that far, I'll be sure and pull the pan on it and check the mains and all that and see how it's doing healthy, you know, health wise. Probably won't pull the bottom end apart if the engine still has decent compression, minus the leaky head gasket problem. So if it's just that one cylinder and everything else checks out okay, then I won't do a ring job, but I will refresh the heads, of course, clean everything up, decarbonize it, give it a valve job and new lifters and all that. So I don't know, tell me what you think. Obviously a salvage yard would be the best way to go. If I could find a low mile pull from a wrecked car or truck where I can still see the odometer and it looks like all the part numbers match, then you find a low mile motor. That's always the best option. But I mean, that's so old now. It's a 20-year-old plus truck, so chances of finding anything in decent condition out there in the salvage yard is not likely. I think that engine ran from about 97 through, was it 2012, 2013, something like that. I can't recall when they stopped that 4.6. But I know there's a lot of variations in the block and the heads and stuff like that for different platforms, you know, different implementations. And there were different revisions along the way, so I don't know. Again, I don't know anything about those engines other than they're supposed to be really reliable and damn near bulletproof. That's really the reason I got that truck so long ago. One, it was cheap. Two, it had the 4.6 in it. I didn't want the 5.4 because I know that it has a lot more recall history and problem history versus the 4.6. So I didn't need all the horsepower and all that. I just wanted something that was reliable and somewhat fuel efficient on, you know, in comparison to other trucks and things like that. So it's just a hauler. It's nothing fancy. Ooh, man. I-10's parking lot. Looks like we might have rain over here. I'm seeing some thick clouds and haze off in that direction. Looks like that might be rain over there. Coming in a little early. Forecast was showing 6 o'clock. So yeah, anyway, back to the engine rebuild, truck refresh, refurbish, reclamation project. I was adding it up, and there's no way that I'm going to pay that kind of money to put into that old truck when I could take $8,000 or $10,000 and buy a used Honda Pilot or something like that. It's just, you know, the economy isn't there. The justification for spending that money just does not make sense. So I don't know. If I can't find a cheap way to rebuild that thing and get it on the road, then I guess I'll scrap it. You know, I'll find somebody that wants to buy it as a project and just get rid of it cheap. Who knows? Really wanted to put that thing back on the road because it was an ideal shit box. It was ugly, it was beat up. I had no care in the world for what it looked like or trying to keep it pretty or clean for that matter, but it was mechanically sound, which is what I liked. And I put a bunch of time and effort into cleaning it up internally and soundproofing the interior and insulation as far as heat and all that. So I was wanting to put it back on the road instead of just aborting and abandoning the whole thing, but I mean, we'll see how that plays. I think the transmission in it's still good, but when you're going that far into a project like that, and I forgot to mention, I need to replace the drive shaft, the U-joints. I think both U-joints are bad, but I know for sure the front U-joint is bad. So when you're going that far, you got the motor out, you got to pull the drive shaft, everything else. Might as well pull the transmission while you're at it. Oh, good God, it's hot. Whew. Man. Just pouring sweat down my face. I mean, absolutely pouring. It's running into my eyes, tickling down my chin. It's just pouring. Somebody turned on the sweat faucet. Oh. Oh, you're not going left. All right. Oh, my God. Almost hear my balls sizzling onto the seat. Go! Oh, it's green, shithead. Get up there. Don't make us fucking wait. You fucking cheese dick. Oh man, my balls are well cooked. My taint raw no more. My taint is well done. At least medium well. Oh, holy hell, this is hot. Yikes.
A few moments later.
Oh, the light skipped us. I hate this light now. This guy's past the pad. He pulled up too far and it won't detect me. Yeah, it skipped us. Oh, this sucks. Nope, can't sneak out. Hmm.